I'd like to call to order the special meeting of the Madison Local Board of Education for February 5th, 2013. At this time, would everyone stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Becquerel, roll call, please.
Jacqueline Asbill.
Here.
Jay Fabian. Michelle Hayes.
Here.
Rex Ryder.
Here.
Teresa Ward.
Here.
And since we're the only ones here, you know the drill for the cell phones. The time goes off because I haven't figured it all out yet. That's the way it
Oh,
goes.
you got a 21st century phone.
That's my case. T-Rex. My kids got me that. We're off the subject already. Approval of agenda, item 4, please.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Becquerel?
Jacqueline Asbill.
Yes.
Michelle Hayes.
Yes.
Rex Ryder.
Yes.
Teresa Ward.
Yes.
Vote is 4-0.
And Mark, do you have anything to say? Okay, so-
Sure to watch, listen, and learn.
Okay.
You're the whole public tonight.
The whole public, so just moving on quickly. Board member reports. Usually we say those for a regular meeting, but anybody anything special?
Congratulations to the swim teams and the wrestling team for winning our division.
Ditto.
Both boys and girls.
And, well, something else, and maybe I need some clarification on it, I saw it actually on Facebook. Something about our football team being recognized for an academic, something or other by one of the.
There is something about that, and we'll follow up on it to get
Okay.
information. Yes, there was something. I can't recall what exactly it was, but by who, I don't remember. Okay.
And good luck to our wrestling team in the state duels or in the regional finals at Maslin Perry tomorrow night.
Yep.
Oh, I guess that ends us. We're moving up to item 7, reports the administrative team, Dr. Gowdy and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, I believe it was the first time the swim teams have won the PAC
Yes.
championship.
Yep, first year.
And from what I was at the meet over here at the Y, and from what people tell us is that they are young and they're going to be good for years to come because the kids that are scoring all the points are on the younger age division. So it's a sign where this program, Tom Sill's done a nice job with them, and they could be good for a number of years. So it's a good thing. Glad to see that. One other thing, you probably see it on our cable channel. This is the copy of the $50,000 check from First Energy. This will be the 3rd time it's on the cable channel because we presented this twice already. First Energy came out and met with our group of kids that were studying the implementation of a cyber cafe at our high school. So the First Energy people came out the day of our spelling bee, and they actually presented the check. I forget the gentleman's name, Mr. Holt, Dean Holt, the community member that applied for the contest. He won $25,000, and the school district that he lived in wins $50,000. I said at when we got the presentation, we all thought it was a joke when we first got the email saying that we got a $50,000 check coming from First Energy, because those kind of emails just don't come that often. Usually we get the email saying your budget's been cut again. So anyway, we got this. Mike followed up on it, and in fact was not a hoax. So in order to get them some profile on this, we had them present it with the kids of the Cyber Cafe Committee, and we're going to use a part of that to actually get the Cyber Cafe done before the end of the school year. So the kids are really excited about that. So this will allow us to have in each one of our buildings a Cyber Cafe by the start of next year, which is great, On an additional note at the high school, and this is more of a security note, if you haven't been there, we have the new locking doors on the inside with the entryway into the office. So now if you come in, you go to the locking doors. The buzzer is now inside the foyer. You press the buzzer, there's a camera that'll look at you, and they buzz you in. We haven't done the middle school yet. The pricing on that wasn't what I thought it should be, and we're still working through that piece. Pat and I actually talked about it again today. We hope to have that done in the not too distant future. But by the end of this year, all of our buildings will be configured the same, where you go into a foyer, you press a buzzer, they buzz you into the office and then into the building. So all of our buildings will be the same way. Spelling bee, we presented this again, and I jokingly told the lady from First Energy, since you presented it twice, you can give us two $50,000 checks. So if this is the third presentation, we should be up to about 150 by now. But they were very nice about this. We told them when we have a ribbon cutting for the Cyber Cafe, we would have them out again. But we're very appreciative to First Energy and Mr. Holt for applying for this program. One other thing I was just thought about, spelling bee, winner's name.
I don't remember the name. I remember the grade. She's a fifth grader from Redbird 1.
She's on our
I saw
website.
picture on the website.
Yeah, but I just can't remember her
And
name
I
right
can't
now. She
think,
did
I
a
think it
great
was in
job.
your soup notes.
She did a great job.
She did an
really
awesome job, but she's not gonna be the youngest. Menor has a fourth grader going to
Really?
Regional B. I saw that on their webpage.
Wow,
So, I don't know what it is, if those middle school kids just
yeah.
aren't up to snuff, but those fourth and fifth graders are tough competition.
Well, one other thing I wanted to share with the board that happened, we had a power outage one of the mornings last week. And I gotta tell you, this was so impressive to me. It was at Redbird. And by the time it happened, it was too late to stop the kids from coming to school, so everybody went over there, Angela was over there, I was over there, obviously the principal was over there. Kids came in, went to their classrooms, teachers had flashlights, we had flashlights. I'm walking around the halls, and as soon as those kids were in the classrooms, you'd have never known the lights were out. It was unbelievable. Teaching and learning was going on just like the lights were on. I was so impressed with our staff, how adaptable they are to that situation, because the easy thing to do is just play games, they're actually teaching. And each of the classrooms I went by, the teachers were teaching, the kids were quiet, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. Then obviously the lights came back on because it was something with a pole or something. But I was very, very impressed with how our teachers adapted to that situation. So, I mean, once again, I think our teachers come through. We have a very, very strong staff. We're very fortunate to have them. That concludes my recommendation of report.
I think we're up to your recommendations now. I don't
Well,
know.
Angela, you know.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I was just gonna talk about the spelling bee and.
Oh, I'm sorry,
that was
I
it.
didn't mean that.
No, that's okay. We're good.
Didn't mean to jump. Okay, I'd like for the board to consider the following recommendations. First, approving of the following unpaid leave request for Christina Hickman, Madison High School science teacher, effective April 9th, 2013 through June 7th, 2013. And to accept the following retirement resignations. The first, Ken Ankrum, fourth grade teacher at North Madison for 28 years. And Wes Moon, maintenance department, effective February 1st, 2013, here for 24.5 years. Also, I'd like the board to enter into employment contracts with the following 11 substitute teachers, beginning with Thomas Despero and ending with Matthew Yuko. And to employ Lisa Schaefer as a long-term substitute teacher, January 3rd, 2013 through January 31st, 2013. To employ Carolee Taylor, long-term substitute teacher, from January 30th, 2013 through June 7th, 2013. And to approve the following two persons as casual day substitutes, Karen Cordova and Robert Tryon. And finally, approve the following lateral move on the teacher salary schedule for Kim Wasliak.
We have a motion.
I'll second.
Comments? Especially to Kenny Ankrum, who actually coached when I was coaching here back in the day, and he's also was the head teacher at North Madison.
Yeah. Yep.
Good friend, and good luck, Ken, on your retirement. Gwen's waiting for you. It's on the honey-do list.
And then the same for Wes. He's a valuable part of the maintenance
Yes.
department, and he will be missed. And if you notice, Bob Tryon is on the casual day-to-day substitute list. The name might look familiar because he was the head custodian at North Madison. He misses kids and he wants to come back and, you know, be a playground monitor and all of those types of things.
He's the one you remember, the kids clapped him out of the building,
Yeah.
and he had tears in his eyes. It was touching. It was very touching.
Mr. Becquerel?
Michelle Hayes,
Yes.
Rex Ryder.
Yes.
Teresa Ward.
Yes.
Jacqueline Asbill.
Yes.
Vote is 4-0.
Item B is a resolution, and we only have one on here this time, for Wes Moon, has been dedicated employee of the Madison Local School District for the past 24.5 years. And whereas Wes has provided great service to our school district and care for our students and facilities through his exemplary performance of his duties, that the Madison Local Board of Education recognizes with appreciation his contribution to the community and its young people, and wishes Wes well upon his retirement. And that an official copy of this resolution will be presented to Wes Moon on behalf of the board.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Becquerel?
Rex Ryder.
Yes.
Teresa Ward.
Yes.
Jacqueline Asbill.
Yes.
Michelle Hayes.
Yes.
Vote is 4-0.
And finally, board policy. This is the first reading for parent and family involvement. The policies, it should be in your packet. This is something we have to do by law. We presented to a parent group already. Angela, if you want to enlighten the board on this.
And when we were reviewing our policies for Title I audit, and let me tell you, this is so nice to be able to go to a number system and be able to find things. We realized that for whatever reason, we didn't approve this policy with all of them through the Neola adoption, so it's just going back and catching it. But it is a mandatory policy under the law.
Pass these around. I just want to pass that around for your edification and amusement. One thing, oh, we gotta vote on that first. This is something that,
Oh, it's a first reading.
first, okay.
So if you have any questions, feel free to email.
Or call us
Call us, yeah.
at any time. I'm just passing this around because one thing I neglected to report in my report was that I did attend, the governor invited all superintendents down to Columbus. And I thought this was an interesting cartoon that a friend of mine shared with me. I went down, I guess, with a pretty negative anticipation of what would go on. We have not seen the detail of the budget yet, and the detail's supposed to come out tomorrow or the next day. Then I'll give you a true indication of what we can do and what we can't do. I have to tell you though, from the general, again, this is all verbiage and not numbers, I was very impressed. I'm cautiously optimistic that we're gonna be okay. Again, he said a lot of things that were appealing to me, that would, I think, would benefit our district. But these are one of those things where the devil is in the detail. And until we see the detail of the numbers, with some of these formulas and stuff, nobody knows quite how to calculate them out yet. And even OSBA, BASA, and OASBO and all the professional groups are waiting until they see the detail, because there's a lot of different ways you can interpret some of the statements.
And he made it sound like we're gonna get more money.
Well, made it sound like that to me too. I'm telling you.
There's been a lot of times in the past where they make it sound like they're giving more, but they don't tell you what else they're taking away.
And so I'm cautiously optimistic. I think this might be a good thing for us. I really do.
There were some links in today's OSBA letter, newsletter.
Yeah, I clicked on those, and those are proposals of people that still don't have the detail that
Right.
we need
Everyone's
to have.
waiting.
Yeah, we every time we get an email, we all here click on that because we're anxiously awaiting what those numbers are.
Time frame of when we're expecting?
They said I was right next to the state superintendent, acting state superintendent, and the governor himself said that he would have them out by midweek. Midweek to me is Wednesday or Thursday. Then we talked to the state superintendent, and the state superintendent said that, Michael said that they had over half of them done, but they're not gonna release them till they're all done. And I talked to Ross, his right-hand guy, and he seemed to think by midweek they'd be out. So midweek to me is Wednesday. I'm hoping we get it tomorrow because we're all.
Did he say where this money is coming from? Cause it sounded, I mean, he made it sound as if
Yeah.
there's a whole lot of districts that are gonna be getting a whole lot of money.
96% of the districts, 96,
And-
and nobody will lose money. That's, he started this meeting, Michelle, by saying,
Quit laughing, Rex.
no, he started the meeting by saying, none of you will lose money. Now, is there a sigh go across the room?
I'm watching our treasurer.
Well, because what everybody was anticipating, the rumor out there was, he was gonna fund districts at 92% and make you earn the other 8%. And then the other rumor was that he was gonna do the follow the money proposal, where vouchers, the entire local amount and state amount follow the kid to whatever district they go. So those are the two rumors that were floating around all around Ohio by people that know a lot more about state funding than I do. And that was the
We
rumor
heard
that was, it was
several
pervasive.
meetings.
It was pervasive. Well, everybody went in there kind of holding on to their hats thinking, is it only gonna be 8% reduction? Well, I mean, we started out by saying, no one will lose money. You'll have at least what you had this year. It's like everybody started looking around and said, whoa, this is good. And then he started laying out his plan. And a couple of things that he said resonated with me. One was, there's 120,000 more people working today than there were 2 years ago, which is generating more income. Two was, through the reductions they made across the board to everybody, was able to bring the budget down to a number where they covered the $6 billion deficit. So they're no longer facing or staring a $6 billion deficit in the eye. So they don't have dollars that have to go to that. With more jobs, that they're able to do more. And again, it makes sense. But as I said earlier, the devil is in the detail. Because somebody's gonna crunch all these numbers to make sure it works. But it appears as though, I hate to get out there too far, the treasurer's gonna be kicking me under the table here. It appears as though 96% of the districts are actually gonna get a little more than they got last year. And this is a 2-year funding cycle, so they're talking about for 2 years we wouldn't lose money. After going through the last 4 years here where we lost money every year, that's like hitting a home run. If just them telling us we're not losing money is a home run. If we get a little bit more, that's a grand slam. I mean, and again, we all tightened our belts, we all did the things we had to do to survive those times, but maybe as a result, we'll be the benefactor. We'll see. I wish I had more to tell you, but Michael put a gag on me here shortly because I was ready to do cartwheels down I-71 to see if we didn't get cut. I'm trying to figure out how we're gonna find 8%. That's why I was thinking, how in the heck can we find 8%? Didn't seem possible. So,
Yeah, the good news that came out of Columbus is we will get what we got in aid this year. My concern is always, how do you define state aid? But if it's the same revenue dollars that we got this year, that's a start. If we have additional dollars coming in, that would be better. It'd be nice not to have to cut $600 and some thousand from the budget next year to make it balance. As I sit here, I can't tell you what the funding formula means to this district. I've tried it, approaching it from all different ways, looking what OSBA and Mls Boe put out.
my way, which looks real good.
You know, I looked at Ryan's way and I went, let's sell that one.
My way looked real good.
If we had to wait weeks to get an answer, I'd maybe get to Columbus and try and get somebody to help all the districts out. But I'm expecting tomorrow or Thursday to be able to sit down and look at what does it mean to Madison.
Yeah.
You know, and as soon as we know, we'll let you know.
Yeah, you can email us your interpretation.
Oh, yeah.
But
I mean,
I'm hoping it's as simple
absolutely.
as, you know, here's that 20 mil thing, and I walked around all weekend scratching my head. 20 mils, does that mean they're funding, if they fund us at 20 mils, I like that answer.
At $250,000
At
per kid.
$250,000 per kid.
Because right now, we're being funded, we're at $123,000 per kid.
Yeah. But I've seen examples where then you take a local offset, and then that seriously decreases the amount we could get. So instead of throwing numbers out there that I really have no basis for, I'm gonna wait till tomorrow or Thursday and take a look at what the state sends us.
And again, like I said, we're all cautiously optimistic, but the good news out of there, of all things, was we're not gonna be cut. And that's huge. That's huge. I think there were other things in there. There was a lot of enticing things, but when we have the whole package, I think we'll do a thing where we do a presentation to the community or whatever to explain what it means to our district. Because hopefully it'll be significant change for us.
I think at the same time that we do that, and we're meeting with the community to discuss, you know, the change in the funding, if we could also discuss the change in the academic program and the curriculum that the state is forcing us to adapt to. There's some really important changes coming in the road education that I think parents need to be aware of.
Yep.
Very good point. And we already have the April 11th date set for the meeting for the parents for the 2 elementary buildings, so that parents will know what building they're gonna be in. We're gonna divide out so they get to meet their staff and their principals, and so that's already set, so that might be an opportune time as a group to share it with everybody.
Right, and by that time too, I think the state is supposed to have the phase-in of how these changes and when, which classes will be impacted. Right now, we've heard 7th grade, but they haven't shown us anything in writing yet.
Well, and the one, if there is a negative, the one negative is, and Mike claims that it depends on how these other things roll out, that it wouldn't impact us, but it's no secret, the governor does not like that guarantee. The guarantee where, and I'll let Mike explain it, but he said 10 times, if he didn't say it 20 times, that this guarantee's gotta go away because it's not guaranteeing anything but inequality in funding in schools. And he showed charts where the lines are up and down, and he showed all that, and he is not a big fan of the guarantee. So, the guarantee will be here for 2 more years, but that's one of those things where I think he wanted to get rid of it now, but he just said, well, I'll bite the bullet for 2 years. But, if you want.
And we're not on the guarantee right now, but we could be if this new funding formula would generate less dollars than we're currently receiving.
Correct.
So if that's the case, we'll have to address it now in order to lessen the impact in 2 years, but again, next couple of days, it'll be, watch the email as soon as it's released.
Yeah.
We're gonna crash the system, everybody trying to get on and figure out what it means.
No, it really is. This is, again, I gotta say, and I went down there with a real negative attitude because of all the things I've been hearing. I was pleasantly surprised because I really think, now I don't know for what reasons, but I really think he's trying to solve what the DeRolf case was all about. The DeRolf case was about the inequality in property values from the Solons to the Madisons. And if he can pull off what he's talking about, he would greatly reduce that inequality, so he would actually solve what DeRolf said was wrong with the system. I wish him well, because if he can pull this off, I think it'd be a good thing for schools in Ohio. I really do. Okay? But I want to say that, I got a little bit off on a tangent. That concludes my recommendations.
The DeRolf case has only been ruled unconstitutional 4 times. We'll find out.
Yeah, soon enough.
It just, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I guess we're at public participation again.
Back to you, Mark.
Yeah.
Nothing.
We're good.
And executive session. is
No
what we
need for executive session.
Well, I guess we're at adjournment.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Beckerell?
Teresa Ward,
Yes.
Jacqueline Asbill.
Yes.
Michelle Hayes.
Yes.
Rex Reiger,
Yes.
vote is 4-0.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you. See you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.